Hello, everyone. This is Denise Duquette, and this is my literature review on the use of digital tools for collaboration in secondary and higher education. So, the 21st century classroom is in transformation. Common Core standards require a new emphasis on team problem solving, oral exchange of ideas, and working together toward a common goal. Additionally, career and college readiness standards require that students make regular use of technology for writing, communication, and collaboration. So, to many teachers, this new focus on both collaboration and technology makes adopting new classroom strategies essentially a mandate. The topic of digital tools for collaboration is highly relevant to most K 12 teachers who are working to meet Common Core standards. The purpose of this literature review was to investigate the effects of digital tools for collaboration on student and teacher satisfaction, as well as student achievement. One subtopic that arose from my research was the satisfaction level of the participants. Both teachers and students reported high levels of satisfaction with digital tools. In one study by Zhao and others, 93% of students indicated a preference for Google Docs over pen and paper and face-to-face collaboration. And in another study, students who used a public wiki to co-author writing assignments reported taking writing much more seriously and feeling an elevated responsibility to be accurate and credible when publishing work in a digital environment. Teachers were also satisfied with the use of digital tools for collaboration and reported that students were more engaged and willing to work longer and harder on assignments. The second subtopic or theme of my research involved academic gains. Many studies sought to answer the question, is there a causal relationship between using digital tools to collaborate and student performance? Findings were varied on this issue. For instance, a study using Twitter for collaboration by Junko and others reported a significant increase in end of the semester grades compared to a control group that did not use technology. But on the other hand, a second study focused on monitoring and categorizing conversations in the digital environment to determine if more productive interaction was linked to better grades, and those researchers could not find a difference in performance. Higher education students using digital tools to collaborate on electronic portfolios did earn significantly higher scores than students who worked independently. The data collected by all the studies that I reviewed showed high levels of teacher and student satisfaction. Teacher satisfaction in particular was consistently high. They reported that it motivated their students to participate more and for longer periods of time on assignments, and they were pleased with higher rates of participation and an increase in time students were willing to spend on the writing process. I did expect to find more data on the challenges to using technology, as well as teacher frustration levels with certain applications and tools. But this data was absent from the studies, and that was a significant limitation. Teacher participants in all studies had intermediate to high levels of technology experience. Thus, teacher satisfaction levels were based solely on student work rate and engagement. In terms of identifying a causal relationship between digital collaboration and an increase in academic performance, findings were varied. Two studies showed higher performance levels on assignments and end of the semester grades, while two others could not suggest a correlation between digital collaboration and academic gains. Fortunately, no study found a possible negative correlation between digital tools and academic performance. In all the studies I reviewed, the level of student engagement associated with digital collaboration was significant, and I believe it's worth harnessing now. Findings went beyond student enjoyment of the technology, and the data collected showed students using digital tools to work together were willing to work longer on tasks and make more revisions. This increase in work rate is likely to affect learning outcomes over time. Many of the studies use convenience samples that might not accurately represent the secondary student population in this country. Several studies reviewed were conducted in districts and schools with a fairly affluent population. I recommend that studies in this review be replicated and expanded to include a larger and more diverse participant sampling. Another factor that was absent from the studies was teacher satisfaction as it relates to specific technology platforms for collaboration and obstacles involved with implementation and maintenance of the digital environment. Future investigations should include teachers who are inexperienced with technology to derive a more authentic picture of teacher satisfaction levels. In conclusion, the use of digital collaboration over traditional methods was well received and popular among both teachers and students. And while increased achievement from using digital tools could not be corroborated by all studies, the level of student engagement and willingness to work on tasks for longer periods of time through multiple revisions is an exciting development for teaching with digital tools, particularly in the area of writing. Thanks for listening.